my demo speech, I wanted to teach everybody the importance and different aspects of turning a double play in baseball. To start off, there are a lot of different types of double plays you can turn. If you give a number, in baseball they give numbers for different positions. So the pitcher is 1, the catcher's 2, the first baseman's 3, and all the way around the infield, and then 7, 8, and 9 is left, center, and right field. So if you watch a baseball game, there's sometimes they'll say it's a 6-4-3 double play, which means it's the shortstop to the second baseman to the first baseman. There's over 180,000 different combinations for turning a double play when using the numbers. A double play is really important in baseball because of a few things. One, it can change the momentum of a game. When we actually, in an example of mine, when we were in the conference tournament, in the conference semifinals, we were up by 1 run and the bases were loaded with 1 out. I hit a ground ball and I threw it home, and the catcher threw it from home to first, which would make it a 6-2-3 double play. Not very common, but it is helpful, and it changed the game and we ended up winning. So it can change the game in a lot of different aspects, in a lot of different ways. The famous saying by all baseball players, and even people who just watch baseball, is a double play is a pitcher's best friend. And also they say that there's a thing called tailor-made double plays. Now tailor-made obviously is a type of golf ball and golf club, but tailor-made is referring to the fact that it's very easy, it's right to the shortstop or the second baseman, and they flip it or they throw it to the other side respectfully and then throw it to first base, which would be the tailor-made double play. So when you see a ground ball to any infielder or pitcher, they field the ball, so you get the ground ball. There's a few different ways. If it's a shortstop like where I play, there's a few different ways to get the ball to second base to turn the double play. When you're at shortstop, you can pivot and toss it with like a wrist flip to second base, and the second baseman will catch it and turn and throw it to first base, which is one way. Or if you're closer to the base, there's the underhand flip to the second baseman, and he will again turn and throw it to first base. The distance between all bases is 90 feet, so the throw from shortstop to second base is usually about 40 feet, and you play a little behind the bag. My favorite play, actually one of the top 5 ever plays that I think I've ever made personally, was a ground ball up the middle that I dove for. It was against Drury, which is in our conference in the GLVC. I know that's irrelevant, but it was a ground ball up the middle. It was the bottom of the 9th, and we were up by 1 run. It was actually the game before to help us go to the conference tournament my sophomore year, so 2 years ago. So it was a ground ball up the middle that I dove for. I caught it on the ground, and when I was on the ground, I flipped it behind my back with my glove to the second baseman. He caught it and threw it to first, and they say that he was safe, but from my point of view, I thought he was out. So it was pretty cool. When you're watching baseball in the future, and there's a guy on first base or there's a guy on second base, and first and second or bases loaded or anything, that's called a force out. There's a force out. If their bases are loaded, would make it a force out at any base, where you can just tag the base instead of having to tag the player. So if there's a guy just on second base and not a guy on first base, he doesn't have to move to third base automatically, which makes it not a force out. So to turn a double play that way, sometimes if there's a guy on second base and there's a fly ball to right field, the right fielder will catch it for the first out. He'll take his big crow hop and he'll throw it straight to third base as the guy from second base is tagging, and the third baseman will tag the guy out, and that'll be a double play. There's also something called the unassisted double play, which is if you catch a ball, say you catch a line drive, or there's a ground ball to the first baseman, and he tags first base, goes the force out from the guy that's hitting to home plate, and then he tags the guy in between first and second. That would be an unassisted double play. The best type of more than one out play is a triple play. I've only been a part of 2 in my entire life. They're very rare. That's if, let's say that first and second base are preoccupied, and a ground ball to the third baseman. He steps on third base for the force out, he throws it to second, and they step on second base for the force out, and then a guy throws it to first, and then he steps on the base for the force out. That would be a triple play. They're very rare because they take so long to happen, and guys usually get to the base before that. There's other ways to get triple plays. When we were playing Missouri S&T, which is also in our conference, I believe it was my junior year, there was a fly ball to left field. Our left fielder caught it, threw it home. The guy from third base tagged from third to home, and our catcher tagged him. And the guy that was on second base, for some reason, not to their coach's liking, or if I were a coach to my liking, tagged from second base to go to third after the guy had been tagged at home plate, and we threw him out at third base, making it a triple play. So, in conclusion, these plays, these double plays and triple plays, unassisted double plays, even unassisted triple plays, which are very rare but have happened in the past, are a big momentum shift and are very important to the aspect of the baseball game. And when you're watching a baseball game in the future and you see a double play and you see the guys or the pitcher fist pump and get really excited, maybe it's in the playoffs or maybe it's just in the regular season, now you'll understand why it is so important to them that this happens. Thank you very much, and that was my demonstration speech on double plays.